Good evening. Welcome to The Sacred Journey. The Sacred Journey is the program that reminds you that life is a wonderful adventure and each and every experience we have is a unique and perfect opportunity for learning. I'm Joyce St. Germaine, and tonight's program is Qigong for Women, and you will recognize my guest and friend, Marie Lavendier. Marie has been on a previous show about Qigong, but we did some Qi dance too. We did not focus specifically on women, and it's such an important topic. I've asked Marie to come and join us. Marie, welcome back.
Thank you, Joyce.
And I just want to remind our viewers a little bit about your background. You are a Qigong instructor. You have a strong background in many disciplines and many, dance, but many different kinds of, I don't want to say martial arts, energy arts. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what your background is and what you do?
Well, I started doing Qigong in the 80s for health reasons, but before that I was a dancer. I was always one who loved to move, and I studied lots of forms of conscious dance, some from Kripalu. And so, I'm very interested in healing and energy and movement. And I love combining Qigong with some movement flow.
And I've taken some of your classes, and they are beyond awesome. So
thank you.
I'm happy to have you back. And you have a friend with you. I'm going to ask you to introduce your friend because there's a special reason that you're here.
Yes. So this is Mariette Gorski, and we were talking about it about 7 or 8 years ago.
Yes, about 7 years ago.
When I was teaching at Bristol Wellness Health Center in Bristol. Mariette was one of my students, and then I didn't see you for years.
Yes, and what happened is I had a very big problem in my life. My husband passed away suddenly. So through all that, I said, why don't I go back to Qigong, go back to Marie and, get centered, and it helps me a lot every single day. It centers you, and I also have a very physical job where I clean houses for a living, and it helps to strengthen your ligaments and your muscles and your bones, and helps to prevent injury also. And it also helps with stress and emotional, just makes you even. And her classes are just the best for me. So.
What a nice testimonial. Well, Mariette, we're so glad that you came here because our viewers are in for a treat. In a little while, we're actually going to do a demonstration. Marie's going to lead a little mini class for us, so we'll get to learn a little bit more about it and see it in action. But I'm so glad to hear that you found some balance and some healing.
Peace.
Peace. What a great description.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Now, Marie, something makes Qigong for women different than just Qigong.
Yes, it does. Qigong is fine in itself, but if you are living in a woman's body with breasts and a uterus and ovaries, you have a different experience than a male. Your energy is more yin and tied to the earth. I mean, just think about it. We, as young people, we menstruated every month, and that process is tied to the moon phases and the tides. So our energies flow a little different. We have different ailments. Breast cancer is really an epidemic now. These practices, Qigong practices, have been specifically designed to to move the energy so that it's a preventative, and also to treat illnesses.
Yeah, and we know that women store energy different. We store fear differently. We store grief differently.
Yes.
We store everything. And we handle it differently too. Being the peacekeepers and the givers, not always the receivers and self-nurturers. We're always nurturing other people. Yes. Our bodies take on different things that men's don't. So, very nature-inspired, very gentle energy. So some of the things that you are going to show us today are specific to women. Now, they're not harmful for men to use, but they're
No,
geared just
not
for
at all.
women as far as specifically.
Right.
But men can do them with the women in their lives,
I
too.
mean, absolutely. Men get breast cancer too. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And women go through so many changes, life changes, childbearing, life events such as miscarriages and stillborns and births, live births, so many different changes. Men's bodies don't make those kinds of changes. And then
Yes.
menopausal changes. So I think movement is such a wonderful thing because we are moving internally and externally. We're moving on a cellular level, moving on an emotional level.
Absolutely.
You let us know when you think you would like us to take a quick mini set adjustment, and through the magic of TV, we'll only take a second to do that, and the viewers' TVs, and then we'll be back and do some demonstration. Anything you'd like to share before we get up and moving?
I think not at this point, but I will be sharing as we move, as I lead you through some movement.
Very nice
So.
movement.
Fantastic. Good. Well, I'm excited to try this. So through the magic of TV, we'll be back in just 1 second.
Okay. So, what I'm going to present you with tonight is a sampling of different practices for women. Some of them are from my teacher Daisy Lee, who teaches Radiant Lotus Qigong. Some are from Deborah Davis, who teaches Snake Qigong, and both of them have, I've trained with both of them. And so we're going to start off with vertical alignment, plugging into the earth energy and the star energy and the energy around us, which is always available to us. And we just have to, open to it. I also want to say that in our body, there are energy meridians, like rivers and streams that run through our bodies. And when they get dammed up, that's when things go awry and we get ill. So, at the bottom of your feet, there is a point that connects to the earth energy right underneath the two balls of the feet. So just with your mind's eye, visualize that point, the bubbling spring it's called, opening to the earth energy, letting that energy come up. And as you allow that, there are 9 points that we want to distribute our weight upon. The 10 toe pads, the 2 balls of the feet, the sides of the feet, and the heels. So just feel that connection, those 9 points on each foot. And what we're going to do as we do the vertical alignment, we're going to do a little movement flow called the womb dance. And we're going to listen to some very nice special music played by my son and his steel drum band. And as we do this, so yes, let's hear some music. And let's bend our knees. Let's keep our knees soft. So the thing about the womb dance is that our uterus and pelvic area are always undulating, always moving, always pulsing. So we're going to open up our bodies as we do this dance. So just bend your knees and move your ankles. And just feel your ankles opening. Feel any tight spots in your body, any stiff, achy spots. And let's open those. Let's move our hips a little bit from side to side, maybe a little side to side or a little figure 8, like a little half circle to one side, half circle to the other. And as we move, you might notice that your body wants to take a nice deep breath. Breathing is very important in Qigong. Qi follows breath. So let your belly relax. And we're going to take 3 breaths together through our nose. So inhale through your nose, filling your chest, your torso like a balloon, and then pausing and exhaling out through the mouth. Let's do a cleansing breath.
We'll ask once if we can maybe get the music queued up, unless I'm not hearing it.
I know.
Yeah,
I
if
don't
we could
hear it
see if
either.
we could get some music. Maybe they're enjoying it in the booth and not sharing it with us. So we're going to ask them to share it with us.
So while we're doing that, let's take another deep breath through our nose, expanding our chest, belly, front and back, side like a balloon, pausing, and then letting the air out through the nose, emptying. Let's take one more deep breath as we undulate. Inhale through the nose, expanding, filling like a balloon, pausing, exhaling out through the nose. Good. Just finding your breath today and just breathing like that through this whole exercise. Slow, deep, even breaths, abdominal breathing. So, well, we're undulating with our hips, doing the womb dance, and now with our ribs. Just from side to side, gentle, slow movements, and then our fallopian tubes rise up. And our shoulders move, the shoulders of our fallopian tubes. And the ovaries are like little chi balls right under our palms, our hands. And let's just move our neck gently from side to side. And stretch our neck up. And then our chin down, tuck our chin. Very nice. And then just in your place, just step around in a circle. Breathing, feeling your connection to the earth. Feeling your undulation in your body, deep inside the tissue somewhere in your pelvic bowl. And bring your hands down. Very good. And now, as that energy flows through your body, our bodies, there's a point at the top of our crowns that is called Bachwe and extends up to the stars. And we each have our own star. So just imagine our connection to our star with a golden thread. So you can close your eyes, or your eyes can be soft, and just see that connection to the stars. And we're held between earth and sky. The star energy showering down around us through our bodies, and just open to that possibility of all that energy, and feel how it feels in your body, held between earth and sky. Okay, so vertical alignment is just really grounding and aligning ourselves. And so let's move on and step out a little bit with our right leg to hip width apart. And we're going to start waking up the energy by shaking. And this energizes us, it gets energy moving and gets rid of some stagnant energy, loose wrists, bending knees. Let's focus on your perineum. There's a point there also that's very important, an energetic point. And make the movement come from that point as you bounce up and down. With
A lot of parallels to yoga and to Tai Chi.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely, yeah. And then let's rise up and down. With the breath, let's inhale up. One more time, and exhale down. And let's go to the side, the left or right, it doesn't really matter. Just shaking, twisting from the spine. Waking up. Yeah, and then let's pause in the middle and let's shake everything. Buttocks, chest, shoulders, head.
Can't help but giggle, I would imagine.
Yes, good.
That felt wonderful.
So
you feel almost giddy.
Feel a little bit more energized?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Okay, so let's just shake our feet out too. So you can hold your hands out to the side and a little balancing there and shaking the feet, nice loose ankles, and then the other foot. Yeah. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is cupping. And cupping is a technique that kind of sucks the energy out from our bodies. So we put our left hand on our waist, left waist. Take the flat of our hand, our knuckles, tap the sternum, awakening the thymus gland, which boosts immunity in the body. And this is something that we do that's really particular to Qigong for women. We make a cup with our hand, and we're going to cup around the breast.
Mics are going crazy with all this noise and tapping. I'm sure the viewers are going, what is that loud
Well, then
sound?
let's put our hand on our head, and we'll cup the lymph nodes, the lymph glands underneath our armpits, up the underarm.
Is it stimulating?
It's stimulating, and it actually, the cupping movement is supposed to energetically draw out any toxins or any stagnant energy. Whoops. All right, and then we do the same on the other side. But we're not going to do that. And then let's just cup down the kidney meridian. This is the kidney meridian, very important, down to the feet. Lift your head if you get dizzy. Up the back, another meridian. Up to the buttocks and the kidneys. Very good. And then let's let our hands come down. And I'm going to just teach you one more thing, the beginning of Rising Lotus. And this is a beautiful form that you honor your past, just like a lotus flower, which rises up from the mud, the challenges of life, into the light, and you open to your potential. You open to your future. So we'll just do it very quickly, just follow me. So the hands are across from the ovaries, and you're going to extend the right arm, nice and rounded, to the back, bend soft knees, touch your past, honor your past, turn your palm up, bring the palm forward, and magnetize and let go of anything that doesn't serve you. Magnetize with the earth energy, open the palm to the star energy, bring that palm in, bringing that energy into the waist, around the back. This also helps open up the shoulders, strengthen the shoulders, up over the crown point to the star energy, getting inspiration, and then a half of a heart. And we would do the other side, and then we would do the whole, both sides
So
together.
we're getting the abbreviated edition
Yes.
now because of time. Okay.
Yes, and the other thing I want to say is there's also a movement, or it's actually not a movement, it's voice vibration from Tibet, where we would do some chanting. And that chanting is sound vibration that really affects the tissue inside, the breast tissue, pelvic tissue, so, and affects the hormones, balances the hormones. So just to close.
Okay, well, I first want
Sure.
to say that we have just a little bitty time left. So I'm going to thank our viewers for joining us on the Sacred Journey. We will see you next time. Go nowhere. And I'm going to turn our closing over to you. Any way you'd like to take us home, so to speak.
Okay, so let's do a little Kuan Yin movement to close. This is a movement of gratitude for all that we have in our life. So we're going to hold our hands across from the ovaries. We're going to raise our hands and arms to shoulder height, feeling the earth with our palms. Turn the palms up to the stars, gather the light of the stars in between our palms, bring that down to our hearts. See the earth healthy, peaceful, all the people and trees and animals on it healthy and peaceful. And let's turn our fingers down to our pelvic area, backs of our hands together. bringing that energy up to our hearts and extending it in gratitude. Palms down. And right on our lower dantian.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your wisdom. Thank you for sharing your experiences. And people can contact you or find out more because all your contact info will be scrolling. So
Wonderful. Thank you.